BIPOC people are about 7.2% of the Canadian population. But in Quebec right now, 5 out of 8 are murdered by us. That is close to 60%, Sacha. And we could stop at saying black and brown men are killing women. Or we could say why.
People of color in Montreal tend to experience disproportionate effects of, stigmatization, of disadvantage due to the pandemic. So we have to ask ourselves whether those social and economic impacts of COVID-19 have had on the situation of domestic violence and resulting in the death of these women.
Activists in Quebec don't believe there's any correlation between ethnicity and violence. But they do believe there's one between violence and social economics. 5 out of the last 8 femicides in Quebec this year alone have been of women of color. Community organizations say it's even more reason for the province to start collecting race-based data.
You can't discuss anything with the government if you don't have your figures, if you don't have a visibility of the problem you want to expose. And this visibility comes from having statistics.
When we tell Francois Legault he needs to collect race-based data, you know what he's been telling us? Well, that's sensitive. And the answer I give them is sensitive to who? Sensitive to you, because you know we're going to expose a lot of this inequality and social injustice, or is it sensitive to us?
Keep in mind that we have to be careful not to make sure that we don't end up stigmatizing or generalizing to the point where we can make, creating very dangerous stereotypes, making race the overriding issue in cases of domestic violence.
Since the start of the pandemic, there have been 13 femicide cases in Quebec, 8 in the last 9 weeks. The Premier recently guaranteeing there will not be a funding problem to help combat violence against women, something community groups are for, but they say the issue is too complex to be contained in just one file.
Domestic violence is essentially a crime against women. There's so many factors involved, and we have to look at these things very multidimensionally. And the data should also be collected multidimensionally as well.
It would be counterproductive, etc. But it was not the case for women. As soon as women movement was able to put on the table some clear figures about inequality in the salaries, for instance, then it's something that just can't say no more.
What if there was a correlation between socioeconomic context and opportunities and committing acts of violence? Because let's face it, what do Indigenous people have in common with us, Black people in Canada? We are oppressed. We are oppressed socioeconomically.
You can't put a law on a problem if you don't name the problem. And to name the problem, you have to describe it.
In Montreal, Sacha Obas, City News.